Did you know electric vehicles were once more popular than gasoline powered vehicles? The purpose of this speech is to give you a brief timeline and evolution of electric cars, the modern construction, longevity, and pros and cons. The first electric car was built in 1832. It was a crude example. It used non rechargeable chemical batteries, it was very slow, and it didn't have a long range. With the advent of the rechargeable lead acid battery in 1889 was the first successful electric car was produced. Around that same age or time, 38% of cars were electric, 40% were steam powered, and 22% were gasoline. So you might ask, why did electric cars stop being popular? Well, the lack of the infrastructure was the biggest problem. Not every house had electricity. A few companies came up with battery swapping ideas, but those never took off. So eventually, with the growth of the country and the low range of electric vehicles, they tapered off and gasoline became more popular. Flash forward a bunch of years, and now we have widespread infrastructure and battery technology has really taken off. Electric cars are finally getting to the point where they're practical for almost everybody. Battery advancements have come a long way. New modern examples of electric vehicles can travel about 300 miles in one charge. The downside to these batteries is the strip mining required to get the resources to put these batteries together. So you might be thinking, how long is this car going to last? The most likely component to fail in an electric vehicle is going to be the power pack. The power pack is basically the gas tank for the vehicle. Modern examples have warranties of 100 or 150,000 miles. It should last longer than that, but it can vary. It can increase, or the mileage it will last can increase or decrease based on temperature, rate of discharge, and miles driven. Real world tests show that battery capacity will fall about 7% in the first 50,000 miles. So some pros and cons of electric vehicles. Electric vehicles are cheaper to maintain for the most part. They have less moving parts until the power pack needs to be replaced. When it does need to be replaced, it can cost about $15,000, which is a little bit ridiculous. You might as well buy a new car at that point. Another pro is they are much cheaper to drive, as a kilowatt is about 16 cents versus a gallon of gas, it's about $3. Some of the cons for electric vehicles is they have limited ranges, and this is exacerbated by warm climates of 100 degrees or warmer, or cold climates where it's 20 degrees or cooler. You lose range as your battery capacity decreases, which is also a downfall. And then if you live in an area where most of your power is produced by coal, it can actually be worse for the environment to drive an electric vehicle. The time will come when it makes sense to drive an electric vehicle. That time will be when we produce cleaner energy and non-mineral battery-based technology. Until then, as technology progresses and the production of crude oil decreases, we will continue to use gasoline vehicles for the foreseeable future.